If your keyboard's too small for musical gymnastics, or maybe you just wish you had more agility, this might be useful. Okay, not an ambitious chord sequence, but maybe you get the idea. So to show how it's done, I'm going to take a quick look at the live output mechanism in Sequetron. Now this is an overlooked feature, as previous videos have usually shown it recording and looping sequences, or tracks, so it's generally thought of as a type of sequencer. But this isn't the whole story, as it was designed from the outset to be completely controlled by the incoming MIDI stream, in other words, sequences of notes. So you won't see any transport controls, or track arm, or record buttons on the computer screen, as this is all done by MIDI notes, typically from your music keyboard or drum pads, but any MIDI source can be used. So maybe it's more correct to think of it as a MIDI processor. In fact, you typically insert it in between a MIDI source and a destination, a keyboard and a synth, say. And the incoming notes are interpreted, and some are converted into control functions, and some are recorded into sequences, but the others are let through. Now this through mode is called the live output, as it responds directly to your live playing. And because it's processed just like recorded sequences, you can create interesting live effects independently of recording or looping. Now the processing functions range from the usual MIDI attributes, the port number, which defines the destination synth, the MIDI channel number, the program or patch number, to the more harmonic ones, such as pitch shifts, force to scale and force to chord, and even sweeps and sweep tables for automating changes every cycle. All you do is select the live output the same way you select and deselect individual sequences before applying the function. These are typical sequence selections which could toggle, and this is the live output. And you can mix and match. So enough of the theory. Let's try some force to scale and force to chord examples on this microKORG keyboard. Now the box contains both a MIDI source and a destination, so I need to turn off its local control so the sound generator is only driven by the incoming MIDI. Now this lets me connect Sequetron to both the input and output of the microKORG, which effectively inserts it between the two sections. Now this trick applies to many other self-contained synths or electric pianos, although the Korg EMX1 does not appear to have a local off option. Right, now I'll not bore you with all the key mapping and modes of Sequetron, they're all covered in other videos, but I'll just switch the keyboard into a held force to scale mode for this example. Now this mode handles both scales and chords, and I've mapped these left-hand keys to functions which select the required tonic or root note and the scale or chord type. And you can map as many or as few of these as you want. I've mapped the right-hand keys using one of the live play variants, in this case one of the new features of version 14, and they are the individual notes of the chosen chord, the first, the second, third and so on, repeating up the octaves. This is what they sound like normally. Just the chromatic scale. Now if we select the chord C minor, they sound like this. So as well as restricting all the keys to be valid notes in that chord, you've got quite a wide range of pitches in a small number of keys. Here's C major. F major. and scales are treated in a similar way. You just press the tonic and the scale type. So here's a blues scale in C. Now you can also make up your own scales by using Forster notes. Here's a single note scale, and you've now got octaves on adjacent notes. Now, as with all functions in Sequetron, these first, second and third functions can be mapped anywhere, say just on the white notes. Or even in reverse. And that's where we came in. Now if you want more keys to play with, you can always choose to not hold the Forster scale mode and drop back to live mode each time you change scales. Okay, so I hope that's given you some ideas, and thanks for watching.